Do you guys want the new map? Should we do the new map again? It was kind of fun last time we did this. Then let's do it. So this is going to be a Mix-Up 2's stream, which means that we're going to get every possible version of the players in the lobby. Every game, every unique game. Oh, what a save by Mossin to kick things off here. But every iteration of the players that we have will happen in this Mix-Up 2 session. We've got 4 players in the lobby at the moment. Kaliers, Mossin, Naupo, Rawas. That's actually a really good snipe by Naupo to just get that off the wall and into the net. 1-0 to Rawas, Naupo. So game 1 here is going to be Rawas and Naupo teaming together against Mossin and Kaliers. Got a full Rule 1 roster plus Naupo at the moment. And then the second game will be just a different combination of these two. So, you know, things like Mossin and Naupo against Rawas and Kaliers, or Rawas and Mossin against Naupo and Kaliers. Those are the 3 possible combinations that we currently have with 4 players in the lobby. And then hopefully I'm going to add a 5th player to the lobby at some point, and then we can do 12 other iterations of Mix-Up 2s, culminating in, who knows, maybe one clear winner, maybe a bit of a tie, maybe even a 3-way tie. I've not calculated the possibilities to see what is possible in terms of ties. Just gonna get this underway and kind of test out this format. This is just constant pressure by Rawas and Naupo, though. My goodness, they're all over Mossin and Kaliers. Perfect first touch there by Rawas. Mossin was not comfortable to go, and that didn't give Kaliers any chance of reacting as he waited on the goal line. Yeah, like I said before, apologies if I, missed something while these first 3 games are going on. I am messaging other players to see if I can get a 5th player to join from KSA. If I can get another Saudi Arabian player, that would be ideal, because then we can try this with lots of different countries. Maybe we'll get a champion, a 2v2 champion from 5 different countries, who can then go into kind of a grand final of sorts. Another Mix-Up 2's session, international. That's the idea. That's the long-term plan with this. Okay, Kaliers, Mossin on the board. Nice shot there by Kaliers. This has been just a blistering pace to kick things off. Nice demo kickoff from Rawas there, but Kaliers has done a phenomenal job. Oh my goodness, he's done a really good job here to almost score despite being chased. Yeah, like I said earlier, I'll repeat a few things I was saying at the start of the stream for people who are just tuning in for the actual games here. The other countries that this would be possible in are obviously USA, I think, England clearly, Brazil, I think also the Netherlands, Germany, Spain, France. There's lots of countries where this format would work, and I'd love to see, well, if this turns out to be as interesting as it should be. I think overall, just looking at this format, I'm very excited to see how it pans out across the whole series. Oh my goodness, what's a save by Rawas. He's really delayed his dodge as long as possible there to flip right past his twin brother who's trying to air dribble demo him. Much better second, or maybe not second half, we're just starting down to the second half, but much better mid-game for Kaliers and Mossin than the first minute where they were just getting absolutely destroyed. How does this work? You're kind of clueless right now? Well, don't worry, it'll make sense. If you don't understand, it'll make sense as we go on here. But essentially, we're never going to have the same match twice. We're never going to have the same matchup twice. Every single time, there will be a different iteration. That's the idea. With Mix-Up 2s, Mix-Up scrims, Mix-Up stuff like that, any Mix-Up format, you're looking to get different teams. You could do this with your friends if you want. This is something that happens actually quite a lot, I'm sure, for you guys when you're trying to play Rocket League in your own time. Maybe you've got three of you online, you're all playing 3s together, and then your 4th friend logs on and he's feeling left out, thinking, oh man, hope one of my buddies logs off so I can join in on the 3s grind. But one thing you can do is just get everybody in a private match, and you do Mix-Up 2s together, where every single game is a different permutation of the players. A lovely little flick there by Clears. He's scored twice now this game. Attempted back corner kickoff there by Rawas. Look how Mawson is able to shut it down though. He just didn't boom the ball to the back corner. Spotted that's where Rawas and Naupo were trying to get the ball to go. Look at the recovery speed of Naupo. He's just all over Clears here. Now Mawson in the breakaway. They're definitely the underdogs in this first game. I think most people, most of you guys, would be correct in thinking that Rawas and Naupo are the favourites in game 1. For me, I think Rawas is just my player who I think is the favourite to win overall. He's such an insanely talented defender, already making one extremely clutch save on an air dribble bump earlier. I think that's the difference for me. Everyone in this lobby has the pace, everyone's got the mechanics, but I think Rawas just has that extra little bit of defense to make himself the standout favourite. I don't know if they're playing with comms. If you get a 6th player, there are 45 combinations. Oh my goodness, well that would take a while. 45 games. 15 games is going to take a while, but that's going to take a while. Usually for 2v2, every game averages out to about 6 minutes. For 1v1 it can be 7 minutes because there's more goals, more replays. 2v2 tends to not have as many goals, so probably around about 6 minutes per game. That's obviously not counting overtimes. So you can usually get quite comfortably 7 or 8 in an hour, even with a little bit of downtime in between. GG's for the first game. Naupo and Rawas putting a point on the board for themselves. Let me just make sure that I do that or add that in correctly before we get into the next game. And in the next game, we are going to have... I've got to change the team names here. We're going to have Clears and Naupo against Mawson and Rawas. That's our next one here. Did I get that right? That should be right. Making sure to correctly edit this document I've got to make sure we don't do the same game twice. Shouldn't Clears and Mawson be -1? I'm just gonna give players a point for getting a game and nothing for losing. It'll just be like every win is 1. That's how we're gonna do this. Because otherwise we might have scores like after 12 games it could just be 2-1, -1, -2. It'd be so pathetic, like after all that effort. But okay, the players they've joined the right teams here. Game 2, Rawas and Mawson. And yeah, it's easier to see who's like winning if we don't take away points for losing. Rawas had a good chance here to just immediately take the lead, but same thing for Naupo. Naupo Clears, 2 of the best attacking players in the Middle East. Yeah, this is like it's kind of like high level ranked, because if you've got a bunch of players solo queuing in 2v2 ranked, you're often going to get naturally occurring mix-up 2 sessions like this. So this is I guess just an organized ranked equivalent. It can be annoying when you're just getting farmed. Like I've had it happen quite a few times, of course, being on the losing end of many ranked games in the past. For a lot of you, I'm sure you can relate. You're queuing up late nights, you just get the same players in your lobby every single game, and the game decides to just put you with the same guy every single time, even though you just keep losing. You're wondering, why can't I play with one of the other players? And don't lie about all of you in chat have trash talks in those situations. I have as well. Oh my goodness, what a combination by Clears and Naupo. Look at the placement of this pinch. Naupo just comes down on top of it while Clears drives into him, and it goes 144 kilometers an hour. That is unreal. I mean, I said these guys are 2 of the best attackers in the game. I didn't mean that. That's an absolutely ridiculous goal. What a combination by Clears and Naupo. Clears up early here to challenge his twin brother. Rawas coming out slightly on top though. But yeah, type 1 in chat if you have, started trash talking your teammate, or your teammate started trash talking you and you trash talk back when you keep running into each other as teammates in ranked and you can't win a game. Type 1 in chat. I know everybody should be typing 1 right now. Really good power shot there by Rawas. Yeah, now type 2 in chat. If you've done that, you've trash talked your teammate, and then random, like after maybe 2 or 3 games of losing together, you finally end up against each other, and it's like a lean forward in your chair, you know, make sure your hands are not sweaty on the controller kind of vibes. You're just like, uh-oh, time to focus. I cannot afford to lose. My entire ranked career is on the line. Top bins by Rawas, what a shot. Mawson did enough there, just had to deny the possession from the opponents, but yeah, Clears and Naipo have overextended here. Yeah, I bet that's exactly what you're all thinking as well, is, you know, you immediately concede. You're the guy you've been trash talking and who's been playing terribly for every game with you, then he just scores a flip reset in the first few seconds of the next game. You're thinking, wait, where was that? Where was that when you were missing the ball when you were my teammate? Yeah, that's relatable. I don't think that's going to be something that we see today, but you know, it's going to be a test of endurance. Someone is guaranteed to be 0-2 at the end of this round, at the end of this game. Looking like it might be Clears right now, but one of Clears and Mawson is guaranteed to be 0-2. Someone else is guaranteed to be 2-0, either Naipo or Rawas. That's just how the format works. But there's so many more games to come. You just have to remain calm. Take everything one game at a time. Oh, the Rawas is just dominating though. He is sniping long shots on over-aggressive opponents again and again and again. It just seems like he is the player who's in control. Mawson's played very well alongside him this game. But it's Rawas heavy hitting that's been the difference. Nothing too fancy, nothing too difficult, but you know, he just always seems to be in position. Meanwhile, Clears and Naipo are both trying to be aggressive and not covering the long shot options. I've done a couple of mini versions of this before, quite a few, where you just have 4 players, 3 games total. Itachi won one of those on my channel. I think it was Itachi, Monkey Moon, forget who else. Yeah, Itachi was very good in mix-up 2s on my stream in the past. Time running out for Naipo and Rawas. How are they? Or not Naipo and Rawas, sorry, Naipo and Clears. How are they going to get past this brick wall? Well, that's one way to do it. Mawson and Rawas double commit. And Naipo's able to get the shot on. I think Mawson probably has to just trust Rawas there. You've got Rawas in there. You can probably trust him to make the save. This has to be trolling, by the way. I've seen like a couple of comments saying, where's the NA version of this? Who are these randoms? This is like immaculate cap. Immaculate. Like, how do you not know who these guys are? That's crazy. Just a straight up lie. I don't believe you. I don't believe that you don't know who they are. Everyone knows Rawas. He got like how many million impressions on his tweet about beating Zen. Everyone knows the twins. Naipo, one of the most talked about players with his, especially with his ban at the start of this new season. There's another opportunity for Rawas from distance. I feel like Clears and Naipo have to throw caution to the wind at this point. But that was pretty much what's been happening all game. Just Clears and Naipo not spotting the counter-attack chances. Now they're just queuing up to get the attack going. Naipo has to chain dash, does so well. Rawas, the worst player in the world to have up against you in these positions, and they are able to hold on for the win. Rawas and Mawson come out on top in game 2. Let me just make sure that I get the match settings right for the next one. The next one's going to be the twins, Clears Rawas, against Mawson and Naipo. The final iteration of these 4 players. And we're going to get a 5th player to join the lobby, and we're going to do every other possible iteration as well. That's correct, isn't it? Yeah. But what a start this would be for Rawas if he can go 3-0. You've got to think that's what's going to happen here. Because already he's got 2 wins on the board, and now he's playing with his twin brother, who he has ridiculous synergy with. These guys are one of the most well-known twos teams in the world. Did work at Gamers 8, especially. The twins, for the uninformed, are Rawas and Clears. They play for Rule 1 together, alongside Mossin, who's also in this lobby. And they were actually trying at the start of the season to team with Naupo, so all these players very connected. Mossin and Naupo a bit too much on that play, as they more like getting each other's way. Concede a very, very cheap goal to kick things off. Clears offloads to Rawas. Rawas hits the long shot. Easily puts them up 1-0. I mean, what do you do against these guys? No one beat them at Gamers 8, I'm pretty sure. Weren't Clears and Rawas undefeated in 2v2? Or did somebody eventually beat them? They might have lost to FaZe. I don't remember if that's true, but they might have lost to FaZe in 2v2. Because I think they lost to Furia. They didn't lose the 2v2 to Furia, if I recall. They just lost 3v3 and, funnily enough, 1v1 to Furia. They offload there by Mossa. Naupo booms it in. Yeah, really cool match, the Furia verse. It was, what was their name at the time? F16 was their org at the time. We got a little Yan versus Rawas game in there. Yan took it. Absolute beast in the best of 1 format. What a first touch by Rawas. Second touch a bit heavier. He has to commit to the standard air dribble. Yeah, F16. Rawas and Clears connecting with the passing plays well, as you would expect in a game like this. Yeah, remember, we're guaranteed to either have, just like in any 4-player mix-up 2v2, you're guaranteed to have either one player undefeated or one player losing all 3. What a save by Clears to keep himself and Rawas in a tie game. Mossin has to be careful here. He actually wasn't, but the shot for once is not finding the back of the net from distance. Oh, good beat. Rawas is too quick, and the recovery is perfect. That's going to be an open goal. Not quite open enough. Naupo lunges back and makes a critical save. End-to-end stuff here. Mossin trying to make sure that Clears doesn't get a point on the board. He wants to stay in the running for first equal. It's either going to be all 2s or a whole lot of 1s with Rawas on top. I expected this to be more of a one-sided game. If there's one game in this lobby that I thought was going to go a particular way, I thought it was going to be this one. But look at this. Mossin chasing Rawas into the net. Rawas dodges a demo. Stays alive. Makes the save. Been Mossin and Naupo who have looked threatening. Now Mossin again looking to take control. Gets completely destroyed by Clears in that play though. Naupo reads Clears. Heavy touch. Backs them up again. Chance for Naupo to make a big play, but it's the worst possible outcome. He doesn't hit the double. Now it's Rawas on the counter-attack. Flip reset into the bar. Clears is there, but Naupo with the in-and-out save. And now the breakaway. Surely that's a goal. It is. Stunning save. And then a great counter-attack by Naupo. Clears definitely hit it a bit close to him. Still very well played to keep the twins at bay. Just a minute left. This is the only time that we're going to get this game, this actual specific game, Mossin and Naupo against the twins. We will see, after we get 5th player in here, the twins play against 2 other variations of opponents. But they're up against it here. Mawson and Naupo's synergy has been impressive, and now that's a double commit by Roas and Clears. And they're out the game. Well, well, well. Where do they go from here? Surely it's got to be a cheeky kickoff. You've got to think that they're pulling something special, something spicy out of the bag here. What's it going to be? Clears is in front here. No, he just decides to play it standard. Doesn't immediately work out, but they do have a decent position off this. They had the boost advantage, so quick dispossess. Now Clears the whole way, standard air dribble, denied by Mawson. Now Roas going to attempt one of his own, again denied by Mawson. Mawson is shutting down multiple attacks. Can he stop them a third time in a row? Yes, he can. Buys time for Naupo to recover. This should be the game, unless the Twins have one last laugh. There's one goal. Very instructional pass there from Roas, is booming the ball into the corner wall to get the quick center. And the follow-up was good. Dead ball kickoff. Another 50-50 goes even. Clears has to dive, connects, but for what? Roas looks like he's going to be able to collect the ball. But this is a very difficult position to make anything happen from. Wins the 50, but how are they going to keep this one up? Clears might, you know, he does. And this is dire, very dire situation. Roas able to keep the ball up again. And they might just be the team conceding here. Oh well, what a save. They don't get the goal at the end of it all, but they did keep it up bravely. That means that poor Clears is stuck with no wins after 3 games. He's on 0. Everyone else on 2. He'll have a chance to come back, but yeah, that's the worst possible start. 0-3. It was either 0-3 or a 3 or 3-1-1-1. And unfortunately for him, it's just a 0-3. Looks like so just to keep you guys informed of what's happening now, there's 5 minutes until a bunch of teams in ME are finished their scrims. So we should be able to get a player to join in a second here. Alright, looks like we got a player. So he's going to play 12 games in a row, and the other guys are going to be taking turns sitting out. This is where you guys are going to see what I meant earlier. If it didn't make sense, this is when it'll start to make a bit more sense. How the mix-up twos with this many people actually works. So we've got a 5th player now. We've already done 3 games. Every possible permutation of Clears, Mawson, Naupo, and Roas has happened already. Now Durali from Morocco is joining in here. Looks like Naupo might be AFK briefly. Then we're going to get this game started. Looks like Naupo just tapped in. He was briefly lagging. But he's here. And off we go to see how Durali slots into the KSA 2s lobby. So it's become we're not doing KSA mix-up 2s anymore. We're doing MENA mix-up 2s. I should probably change the title to illustrate that. MENA mix-up 2s with Roas, Naupo, Clears, Mawson, and Durali. Ideally, this is how it would have worked from the beginning. We would have just had 5 players from the very start, and we wouldn't need to have one player play 12 games in a row. No one understands the word permutations. I bet a lot of chat know what that means. Type 1 in chat if you knew what that means. Oh, look at this. The kickoff strats for these guys are so dirty. Oh my goodness. Was that a double? No, it wasn't. So yeah, the fake kickoff. I thought they might have both been cheeky with that one. Clears actually just tried to demo Durali 2 times to leave Naupo with the free shot on net. You knew because of the context. Well done to figure it out. I mean, that's the way to do it. Yeah, if you still don't understand, don't worry. Oh, what a goal by Naupo. Oh my goodness. It'll become more and more obvious what's happening throughout this set of games. That is absolutely disgusting. The placement of that shot was perfect. The mind game completely convinced Durali and Mawson that he was actually going to be going for the ball. What is a permutation? The term permutation refers to a mathematical calculation of the number of ways a particular set can be arranged. Exactly. And that's exactly what we're doing here. The amount of unique games that you can get with 5 players, the amount of unique 2v2 games is 15. We've already done 3 of them. Variations, yeah, exactly. So that's what's happening here. Uh-oh. So far, Mawson and Drally have been synergizing pretty well. You know, seeing how well Drally slots into this lobby is the main thing to pay attention to, because I think out of all the players here, he'll have the least experience playing with the teammates that he's going to get. Mawson, Clears, and Rawas are literally 3's teammates, so I have to imagine they play a lot of 2s together. And Naupo as well, a player who's very active in the Middle East scene despite not being available for RLCS right now. Yeah, Drally's getting back into the swing of things. I saw he's very high rated in 2s right now at the start of the season. I've seen that he's been active in show matches here and there. I really hope he makes a full comeback to his peak forms. Drally is such an interesting player, such an exciting player to watch. And the meta is just getting more and more favorable for him, with speed and mechanics. It's being more prevalent than ever. Great challenge there by Mawson. He knew Drally was going to be a bit slow back, but he saw an opening to commit. And you know, this isn't 3s, of course. You can't just wait for your 3rd man to get back sometimes and help you out. In 2v2, you just have to go at some point. Bang! Drally makes it 3-2. Drally's an early season merchant. What do you mean? How is he an early season merchant? Phenomenal pass there by Mawson, and slot from Drally. I believe it was just going in off the post, so Clear's trying to make a save. You know, while we talk about Drally's early success here, we also have to point out that, you know, although Clears is currently tied with him on nil points, he's already had 3 Ls. This would be his 4th L in a row if it occurs, which is the worst possible start, of course, that you can have in this format. It is all going wrong for Clears, and his twin brother's making him watch the replay of another goal going in his net. It's just a nightmare. But there's still 8 other games for Clears, so he shouldn't panic here. He's you know, he's not out of it yet. He might be out of a chance of straight up winning this, but he could still come back and not finish last. The problem is that Drally's going to have 11 games to go after this game is done, whereas Clears will only have 8, so many more chances for Drally to put points on the board. He's already looking to get his first one. Great dive there by Clears. Himself and Naupo, of course, lost earlier on to Mawson and Ras as well. You know, maybe Clears and Naupo is just not the combination. Maybe their playstyles are clashing a little bit. You know, it's one of the interesting things about MixItUp 2 is Clears is, you know, perfect combination for a defensive player in my opinion, but put him with a bit more of an aggressive player, suddenly you've got 2 players who don't really complement each other perhaps. Naupo and Clears both trying to force each other into the plays. I think that they can work, you know, 2 aggressive players in 2s, it definitely can work, but the synergy's been lacking from these 2 so far. Mawson a bit more obvious of a glue player, I would say, in playstyle. Working very well with multiple teammates. Clears needs to pass. I wouldn't say so. I mean, right there, you're probably referring to the play that just happened where Clears did have an option of passing and he decided to just solo play instead. You know, right now the meta for 2s is mostly just to solo play, not to pass. Passing in 2s is extremely risky, especially if the other team have still got both of their players in defense. If you manage to get the ball past 1, then passing is usually a good idea because that'll leave an open net for your teammate. But when both of the opponents are ready to challenge you one after another, passing can just lead to an easy interception and oftentimes a goal on the counter-attack. Naupo got an opening here, slots the shot bottom corner, and gets himself and Clears back into this. Clears was demoed in the net by Drally there, but Mawson lost possession and concedes immediately. Clears is the best on Rule 1. He is definitely the best at stat farming. Clears' stats are kind of ridiculous on Rule 1. He has been absolutely farming in RLCS. Like farm a lot of the lower rated teams, Clears just destroys them. He's a monster. An absolute monster. Chance to equalize. The shot goes low. Drally pre-jump, but didn't pre-jump too high. That should have been a tie game though. Big mistake to shoot the ball with severe lack of power, I'd say. That's a nice offload by Clears. Looking to bring Naupo into the play. Drally cuts it off though. Can they get the miracle comeback? They've got another good chance, but once again, it is shut down. Great job by Naupo keeping it up. In fact, a phenomenal job by Naupo keeping it up, and he could even double this perhaps. Into the bar for Clears. But once again, Mawson there to defend it. Excellent work. And that actually puts him in the lead right now. Mawson going to be the leader after 4 games. Rawas is also undefeated. No, he's not undefeated, sorry. Rawas is also up there, but he'll have a chance to tie Mawson in the next game. We're going to go for Rawas, Drally versus Clears and Mawson. So this is going to be a chance for Rawas to claw back a little bit. I'll save a replay here just so we have one. I don't actually know if I got that save off in time. Yeah, Rawas, Drally versus Clears, Mawson up next. Let's see if they can join. It looks like somebody went main menu for the car switch. Let's see if they can join the right teams. Oops, I gave a point to Clears. I was meant to give it to Mawson. 3. He's winning. There we go. What a monstrous lead Mawson would have if he can win this. It's Clears and Mawson. This is actually... Oh, it's a nightmare for Clears. He's now playing with the winner. So if you're thinking about winning this format, then you sometimes have to shoot yourself in the foot by helping the guy who's currently winning get more wins on the board. So Clears has gone 0 out of 4, and now he's playing with Mawson, who's currently on 3 points. So if they win, Clears will be in 1, Mawson will be on 4. Just advancing further and further ahead. Rawas looking to tie first place. Drally trying to stay undefeated here and give Clears even more of a nightmare. It really has been the worst possible start for him per Clears. Can there be a situation where losing is better in this format? No. No, losing is never favorable, because if you're trying to lose to limit the score of your opposition, you're also limiting your own score. So everybody's kind of... You have to be selfish in this format and just play for yourself. Somewhat open, but Mawson landed poorly. Not able to get a shot off. I'm so impressed with Mawson so far. He's been phenomenal. I thought he might be a bit outclassed, but he's been right there in every lobby. Great play by Clears. The threat of the air dribble bomb was enough to steer Rawas away from the ball. Rawas had to fly over Clears before he could get back to the ball. Of course, his dodge had timed out by Miles there, so he wasn't able to get back all the way. Apologies, I looked away for a second there. I'm trying to see if I can get this exact thing again tomorrow. Trying to get this exact format again tomorrow. Any guesses? Anyone in chat want to guess what country could possibly be playing tomorrow? If you guys are enjoying the MixItUp 2 so far. Oh, what a shot by Drally. Yeah, we've already got some correct guesses. Yeah, looking to get France tomorrow. So next question. You guys, anyone want to guess who the 5 best French 2v2 players are? I think I've got a pretty clear idea, pretty good idea of who the 5 best ones are, although there's definitely some honorable mentions in there. Very, very stacked country for 2v2 talent. Yeah, a lot of correct guesses. Okay, well, the ones I think that just have to be in there without any shadow of a doubt. Oh, again, Drally just pile driving another shot in. Great power. Yeah, Zen, no brainer. Monkey Moon literally just broke the 2's world record a while ago before LJ took it from him. So Monkey Moon, Zen, no brainers. I think Vatira, you have to put Vatira in there. And then the other 2, you've got to look at players like Exotic. He is someone who's had tons of tournament 2v2 success. So he's a great shout in my opinion. and also Alpha 54, another player with a lot of success in the past for 2v2. I think those are probably my top 5. But yeah, Radosin as well is another 2s monster when he's on. He's a beast. Yeah, I'm trying to get those guys for tomorrow for 2v2. That would be kind of sick. No, Seiko's also up there. Seiko's good as well. Itachi isn't French. Yeah, Itachi's he's a machine, but he isn't French actually. He speaks French. Yeah, I'll try and make that happen tomorrow if we can. Nasty top 5. Yeah, what a stack top 5, right? For France in this. Vatira Zen, Monkey Moon, Exotic Alpha 54. That's incredible. Clears might be getting out of the bin here. This is Mawson domination. Oh no, it's Rawas coming at his teammate. No. Demoed from behind by his other teammate. Moxie is good in 2s, but not as much as he is 1s. Not as much as 1s. Well played there by Drally to get a critical save. Rawas trying to offload to him now, but he's out the game. Mawson to Clears to the back of the net. Is this the first win for Clears? It could be. It really could be. Yeah, I know that the Arabic casters say it more like Mahsin, but that's really difficult for English-speaking casters to say. So I think my pronunciation there was actually decent, though, was it? That was probably my best attempt ever. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it's very difficult to say. So we just say Mawson instead, because Mawson is I don't know, it's just a cool word, isn't it? It's just a really cool name. I feel like Clears just has to go there. He's given Mawson no chance by just waiting on the backboard. Yeah, I think that's the first time I've nailed it. I didn't think I was going to get it right, but yeah, I was a pretty bad example of it being difficult to say, I suppose. Yeah, it is difficult. It's very difficult to say, though. It's the same thing for players like Telem. You know, his name's not Telem, it's Tahlem, or something similar. I'm not very good at that one either. But yeah, we're not going to say that as English-speaking casters because we can't do it correctly, accurately enough. So it's better to just go with Telem instead, turn it into an Englishy sounding name. Well, Drally just 1v2'd them. He just equalized. It's no luck for Clears today. Just when it looked like he's going to get out of the bin, Drally's come back at him with the bin bag. He's saying, get back in there. I'm not done. I'm undefeated, you're in the bin, and we're going to keep it that way. I'm good at it, actually. Really? I think you guys are just being nice. I think that... Nah, I don't think I got Telem right at all, to be honest. Clears and Mawson sitting very deep here. At least this time Mawson forces. You've got to force in 2s. You need to go, or else your teammate behind you has no time to react to the play coming towards him. Defending as a unit it's more important in 2s than any other game mode. Is this best of 5? Well, no, this is just a best of 1, essentially. Love that recovery by Clears. Just a little tap on the ball, then immediately flips onto the wall to keep control. The pace of these lobbies has just been ridiculous. There's been constant booming of the ball. Fairly acceptable. Thank you, Nevis. That sounds like a more reasonable compliment. I don't think... anyone saying perfect, I don't believe you. But yeah, fairly acceptable, I'll take that. I think that sounds fair enough. Probably accurate. Yeah, Drally's he's going to be on the grind here. 12 straight games, but he's clawing away at that lead that the others have already gotten him because they just started sooner in this lobby. Remember, Clears needs a win or he's going to be 0-4. That was a really, really questionable challenge by Mawson there. His teammate was demoed and he decided to go for the ball in a 1v2 while recovering pretty slowly. That's inherently risky for obvious reasons, but yeah, don't do that. Don't try that one at home, kids. If your teammate's demoed and you don't have a clear run to the ball, you don't have a just free ball, probably better to just stall, wait for your teammate to respawn, and then you can go with backup. Obviously, he tried to surprise his opponents there. Didn't work. Okay, Kalir's going very late again. That's, I think, the second time that he's on a back wall, kind of waiting. He's got to just trust his goalie behind him there and lunge in my opinion. A couple of mistakes here late in the game for Clears and Moss, and they're in a lot of trouble. And that's going to be game. It felt like it was coming. They were not synergizing all that well towards the end of this game, Clears and Mossin. And it has fallen apart. Another L for Clears. The poor guy just can't get one win. And that also means that Rawas has tied Mossin for first place. Drally undefeated. He's one behind. I mean, it's still very close. So we've got just 3s and 2s on the board. But yeah, win for Clears. It needs to come pretty soon, or he's just going to be in a world of trouble. Right? It's going to be the twins again. It's going to be the twins. Clears Rawas are up against Naupo Drally for this one. Clears Rawas and Naupo Drally. Let's see if Rawas can help his brother get on the board and take first place by himself. Second time he's had a chance to do this. Last time Clears and Rawas played in this lobby, they did lose. So, not turning out to be too easy for them. But here we go, game 6. The twins against Naupo Drally. Naupo Drally has to be one of the fastest teams the world has ever seen. Like in theory, that is one of the quickest teams. I'm gonna need to like pause this one though, because it looks like we have a bit of a bean start. Do we have every player in position here? Clears, Rawas, Drally, Naupo. Looks good. There we go. Yeah, he said 1 second, and the other players were trying to keep the lobby from starting, but it did start. Yeah, guys, remember the winner of this. Although I might try and do like this is kind of like the test run of this format. I'm liking it so far. I've not been able to pay as much attention to the games as I would have wanted to, because for the first 3 games I was messaging other players to make sure that we had a 5th player incoming to join for game 4, which did happen. So obviously worked out well. Yeah, I'm liking this format so far. I think I'd love to give another go at this. Just be able to focus fully on the games from the get-go, not have to be hunting for a player, and properly look at the play styles, look at the synergy, and see who's controlling the lobby. You know, Rawas for the most part has, you know, been, I think, the dominant player. But Mossin has really impressed me. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Mossin, and oh my goodness, Drally. He will not stop scoring absolute booming shots. Clears did not get a good clear there. He wanted that to bounce upwards so that the ball would stay near the sidewall. Instead, it curves in, and that just turns into a center ball to Drally. Very big mishit there on the clear by Clears. Something to, again, to remember in your own games is try not to boom the ball into your own sidewall in defense, because that will just bounce straight back into the middle and you've centered the ball to the opponents. Happens all the time, especially in low-rated games. Something you all want to be trying to work on, trying to improve on. You know, being able to snipe that curve like Clears tried to there. You know, it's not just sniping the curve, but sniping on the bottom half of the curve so that you can get the ball to go upwards. Very important skill to have, especially when you're aerialing the ball sideways in defense. It's not always a terrible idea to boom the ball into your sidewall in defense. The only reason it would be bad is if you don't have a goalkeeper who's ready to advance and, you know, receive the sort of infield pass that you get sometimes. Oh wow, look at the synergy by Naupo and Drally. If a Naupo pull shot Drally into that, it would have been beautiful. Are they scoring? Oh no, Drally's missed it. What's he doing? He's been a lethal striker all day, but now he completely beans it. Booms the post. Not even booms the post. He kind of like just popped it into the post. disaster. Drally in his attempt to keep Clears on zero game wins. At what point do you guys think it just becomes unplayable when you're on a losing streak? You've all, listen, don't lie, chat. You've all been on losing streaks in 2v2 ranked before. Like, how many losses before you start having an existential crisis? Just type in chat right now how many times in a row you lose before you just absolutely lose your mind and think, what is happening? Is this a nightmare? How can this be possible when I have played so much Rocket League and I'm losing all these games? This should never happen. You've got to think surely at one of these games is winnable. 8, 5. I'm seeing a lot of 5s. 5 seems to be a big one. 5 seems to be a big turning point. You know, the interesting thing is, though. Well, okay, let me start off. I've got a couple questions for you, chat, but let's start off with a different question, and then I'll ask the interesting one. So, yeah, type 5 in chat if 5 losses in a row in ranked would tilt you and you start to, you know, do things like trying to change how you're playing, overthinking things, you're just tilted out your mind. Yeah, I think 5 seems like a pretty big one. Yeah, do you continue typing 5 if when you lose 5 times in a row you're thinking, this shouldn't be possible, I identify as a, you know, decent Rocket League gamer. This is crazy, how do I lose 5 in a row? Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of 5, a lot of people continuing to write 5. Makes sense. But yeah, the interesting thing is that if you win 5 games in a row, your brain tells you, yeah, that's fine. That's normal. 5 losses in a row? What? How? 5 wins? It's like, yeah, of course. I'm insane. Isn't it interesting how the human brain works like that? It's the exact same thing, just the, you know, opposite. 5 wins, you're like, yeah, I know. No big deal. Honestly, I should get 6. Oh, great control by Clears. He's got an option in field, though. He might just use it as a mind game. He does. He uses Rawas in field as a pass fake option. Fake pass option, I should say. Goalkeeper read it the whole way. I remember that my biggest losing streak in... I don't remember my biggest losing streak in Rocket League. Oh, that bounced! What? No way. Clears has got a win, guys. Rawas is on top. But how did that bounce? I thought that was going to be, like, overtime. But it actually bounced. What? That must have been 0.01 seconds. Incredible. But congratulations. Clears is on the board. He got a win. Is this the start of something for him? And, yeah, Rawas on top. 4 wins. Finally, he says GG. Alright, let's get into game 7. It's going to be Mawson Drally. So Clear's got his win, and now he can just sit out. This one is going to be Mawson... Oops. Mawson Drally against... I think it's Naupo Rawas, isn't it? Yeah, Naupo Rawas. So Clears gets to sit out after getting his win. His hard-earned win. Now he gets a break. Okay, I was going to tell you guys before that insane 0-second goal. Yeah, my biggest losing streak that I can remember from any game was League of Legends. Now, if any of you play League of Legends, you'll know that it is infinitely more tilting than Rocket League. Or at least I think it's infinitely more tilting than Rocket League. I think Rocket League tilt level is nowhere near League of Legends tilt level. League of Legends is such a tilting game for many reasons. One of the reasons being that the game takes longer. So when you're losing, it is just a longer loss. You've literally spent 30 minutes losing instead of like 5 losing Rocket League, for example. The other thing is that games take longer to make. It's not just queue up, oh now I'm in a game. It's queue up, wait, you get a team, pick and bans, somebody leaves, another pick and ban, you know, and so on and so on. It takes a long time to get a game sometimes. It's a great shot by Drally, by the way. Pass Naupo and Rawas. So yeah, it's super tilting when you're losing, and also because you have so many teammates that could just be. There are more people who could be trolling, as well. So yeah, just a super tilting game. Now, my biggest losing streak in League of Legends. Anyone want to guess what it was? Type in chat. I wish I had a screenshot of this losing streak. It was unbelievable. I lost my mind. absolutely lost my mind. You guys, some of you guys need to aim higher. Some of you guys, okay, cool down with the 20s. Get the 20s. What are you on about? Come on. Not that bad. Like, now my biggest losing streak was 14 games. I lost 14 games in a row, and I was like, honestly, like trying everything. I was sweating so hard. I was like being positive in the chat. I was trying to, you know, get comebacks. Nice goal by Naupo, my goodness. Yeah, when that happened, I think I plummeted from diamond all the way back down to platinum. I can't remember what, I was in diamond something, and I went all the way back to like plat 4 or whatever. I can't remember how the divisions work in League anymore, but yeah, so many D ranks, so many losses, so many different ways to lose. I lost my mind. I thought I was going crazy. You become positive? Well, not. Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I wasn't positive the entire time. Like, I tried being positive. I tried being like, come on guys, we got this, when we're 0-7, 2 minutes in, after getting aced at level 1. I'm like, it's alright guys, we've got the late game, you know, I tried that. But yeah, I definitely had some other games where I'm like, you know, winning my lane and the whole team's trolling and I'm just like, full on flaming in chat. I'm just like, I give up. I give up. Being positive's not working. I'm just going to flame them instead. See if that works. It didn't. Didn't work. Nice mind game by Mawson here. What role did I play? Oh, this is going to make even more sense about the tilt factor. I was a jungler, so even more tilting. Everybody was blaming me. Yeah, when I say I'm winning lane, I guess I mean I'm winning the jungle. But yeah, I was a jungle main, so it was like the worst possible thing that could happen. How good did that 15th game feel? It didn't even feel good. I'm not gonna lie. It didn't even feel good to break the losing streak. I was like, I don't even care. Like, I'm so low ranked now that win should be automatic. I just felt like indifferent about the win. It was so sad. So sad. But I did have a ridiculous win streak, like, further on. Like, I got a little bit stuck in ELO hell after that losing streak. But I did win streak my way out of it with an even bigger win streak. I think I won 18 games in a row, just playing Nocturne jungle every game. I was just playing Nocturne jungle, and I felt so powerful. It's like, it doesn't matter. We could be like 0-10. It's fine. As long as I'm farming, we're going to win. And it was true, because it was just like a good meta for him. Yeah, that's like what I was talking about, you know, the 14-game loss streak, I was losing my mind, then I win 18 in a row, I'm like, yeah, of course. My brain's like, yeah, that should happen. We don't need to question that. That's normal. Roas looking to build a bit of a win streak here, though, while we're talking. Oh, what a shot. Had the defender in a mess with the first boom. Mawson, who started so strong today, could not read that bounce. Roas is all over him. Yeah, I know some people are probably saying, Johnny, cast again. We've got a lot of games here, guys. We've got a lot of games to get through. We're just chilling right now. This is like a bit of a guinea pig test of this format. See how it works out. I need to, well, after today, I'm going to be asking the players, you know, what do they think? But when I asked all the players I've asked about this, I've asked these guys, of course, but other countries as well. They all seem very interested because this is kind of like, you know, better quality ranked. You know, pros love to play ranked 2s for their mechanics, and this is just similar to that, but with high quality opponents every time, and every time you're getting a different team, different matchup. So I guess just like higher quality practice is what this is for pros. Yeah, no Qs, which also kind of nice for pro players. Wow, Drally is really putting together some great shots today. He slotted into these lobbies, or into these games, very well. Drally immediately impactful. It's undeniable that Roas is starting to take over. If he wins this, he's going to be 2 in front. And it looks like that is just more and more likely with every passing minute. He's rightfully the favorite. Great dunk there by Naupo, just sending it straight down. Mawson and Drally's very good. Yeah, Mawson's impressed me as well. I had high expectations for Roas Clears as a combo, and I knew Naupo was going to do his thing because he's played 2s on my stream before and he's been a real demon. Lovely kickoff strat there by Roas and Naupo. A really fun one to try. in your own games. The demo kickoff combined with a fake. Oh my goodness. Calm down now, but leave some speed for someone else. Roas seems to gel well with anyone for some reason. Yeah, he does. He's just a very well balanced player. I think the two players who have struggled the most to gel together have been Naupo and Clears. I think they've lost twice when they've played together so far today. Which does make sense. I think that those two are probably the most aggressive players in this lobby. Although now that Drali's joined, yeah, probably chuck him in that box as well. Yeah, Mawson and Roas have been extremely good at just playing around their teammates. The problem for Mawson is that Roas is doing it with just a bit better defense as an individual. Oh my days, what a save. It didn't matter for the overall game score, but what a save by Roas at the end of the game. I had quite a lot of pros messaging me after the Roas Zen match. At the start of the Roas Zen match, I openly said I think that Roas is the best defender in the world, and I had quite a lot of pros messaging me after saying that they heard me say that, and they were like, really? I don't know, Zen's looking like he's dominating this guy. If this guy had the best defense, surely Zen wouldn't be 2-0 up. But then he came back and won it, so yeah, quite a lot of people were messaging me saying, yeah, I doubted you on that comment, but actually agree. Actually, I agree now that I've seen him come back and win. So where are we at now? This is going to be 5-3. So Roas running away with it. We are just at the halfway point, and he's built up a very, very impressive lead for himself. He's sitting out this game though, if I'm not mistaken. I think he is. Weird flex, but okay. I never have this kind of thing happen to me, by the way. The reason that that's kind of crazy is because usually, pros kind of keep their opinions of each other close to their chest. But yeah, the amount of people who have reached out to comment on Zen's performance has been really, really high. Okay, look at this. Clears. Regain. What placement. Mawson and Naupo kind of covering the same shot there. They weren't able to spread out. Am I keeping a list of teams that have played? Yes, I've got a document for this, so I'm keeping a list. Drali's the only one who's going to be playing in every game. The other guys are rotating in and out. Yeah, I set up a document for this that does two things. First, it has every iteration of 2v2 combinations, matchups, but secondly, it makes sure that the same teammates don't play with each other 2 games in a row. Because I thought that would be a bit unfair if 1 or 2 players were able to play. Obviously, it would need to be 2. If 2 or 3 players were able to play with each other multiple times in a row, that would probably be unfair because they would have a chance to build up synergy. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys agree with that? If the first 2 games Roas and Clears were just in the same team twice, I think that would probably be unfair. So I made it that there's never a repeat, and well, never an immediate repeat of teammates. Of course they will team up again at some point, but never back to back is what I wanted to do. What a shot by Naupo. I feel like these lobbies have had some of the best sharpshooting I've seen. And obviously it's pro play, so you expect to see that, but still, these are some bangers. I mean, that is not an easy aerial shot to just boom top left. Very impressive stuff. Oh, sorry, screen freeze for a second there. Shout out to Brecko for the 62-month tier 1, also Compact Terrain for the 3-month prime. Metapotamus for the 15-month tier 1, and the Sad Foo with the 9-month prime. Appreciate all you guys. He asks, just got here, what's the format? Well, it's mix-up 2's format, 5 players. And with 5 players, when you mix up the 2's games, there are 15 different unique games that can happen. We're on game 8 out of 15. And you can see the individual game wins on the left of the screen there. Roas currently leading with 5 game wins. He's sitting out here, so Naupo and Mawson are trying to close the gap on him. by winning together. Durali and Clears trying to close the gap on the midfield. We've got kind of got a trailing 2 here. Yeah, Rawas is really hoping, I think, that what is Mawson and what are Mawson and Naupo doing there? That's not the play at all. It's not worked out. It looks like we might have a 3-way tie for a second. But yeah, Rawas is really hoping that Clears and Durali win this, because if they can, that will put him 2 ahead with only 1 more round that he's sitting out on. I just realized as well, I've written Dra, but I wonder if the full name Durali fits before that comma. Let's see. Let's test this out. Does it fit? It does actually. Yeah, Durali fits. Didn't think it would for some reason. Shows you how long of a name Naupo is. Very high scoring game here. Not even halfway through, 7 goals. That is a lot of goals for 2v2. And neither team holding back here. Clear's really trying to get a very precise touch in the midfield. He might move to Canada. Yes, so Durali has a Canadian passport and a Moroccan passport. Currently lives in Morocco. I don't know what his plans are for the future. But yeah, Morocco is not a country that can play in RLCS. It's part of Middle East North Africa as a region, but Morocco is not listed as one of the participating teams, or one of the participating countries. So any Moroccan players that want to play RLCS need to either move to Europe, NA, or a different MENA country, or just any RLCS nation, I suppose. But yeah, Itachi's Moroccan. He lives in France, I believe, and there's also Nas. I think he lives in Belgium. I'm not sure if that's true. Maybe I made that up. Yeah, Nas is another Moroccan player that living in Europe. It's actually likewise. Great read there by Naupo. It's not a big clear though. Spain, unless he moves. So that's Nas lives in Spain. Interesting. For nice hitting, thanks to the 24-month tier 1. Welcome back to the channel. So far, it is looking like Rawas is going to get exactly what he wants. A 2-point lead. Never mind, I spoke too soon. Naupo's just slotted a flip reset. It looked like there would be a challenge here. Was it Clears? Oh, he didn't really have that much boost, so he didn't want to go. And I think Durali took a second to realize that Clears wasn't going to turn. And he couldn't close the gap in time. Great shot though by Naupo. Over the top of them both. Animalia the first, thanks to the 3-month prime. He's forgot to resub. Well, it looks like you remembered. Really appreciate that. Naupo. The my bad quick chat there. He thinks he could have scored this. Oh, he probably thinks he could have scored that double as well. Messes up his wave dash recovery. Clears and Durali on the breakaway. Lovely pass from Clears. Durali finishes it off. Mawson and Naupo punish for overextending. Easy does it there by Clears. Just simple stuff. Nas lives in Belgium, and a lot of different opinions of where Nas lives. Oh, Itachi lives in Spain, I see. So I got a bit confused. Itachi in Spain, Nas in Belgium. Gotcha. I guess I just assumed that Itachi lived in France because he's always at the K-Corp boot camp. But yeah, France and Spain, very close together. Not difficult to get between the two. Are they not in comms? I actually don't know. I don't know if any of these guys are in comms. Comms, of course, they do help for high level 2s, but these guys are very good at playing without them. No goal there from Mawson in the near post. Naupo going to try the scenic route. Oh, what a goal. He makes it work. Now, he did not make that easy on himself. Look at how far to the left his first touch was. Flip reset, mind game, and then the wave dash shot into the top shelf over Clears. Naupo has scored some absolute bangers in this game. He's just dropped 1,000 points in regulation. Can they get the job done and close the gap on Rawas? You feel like he needs to if they're going to keep in touch with him. Oh, he doesn't even need the triple. Naupo's done it. 0-second double tap. Comeback complete. What a shot. Another disaster for Clears, unfortunately. Drally as well will be very upset that they've lost this one. Wow. Mawson and Naupo come back and get it done, mostly off the back of Naupo's insane offense, it has to be said. Really, really impressive stuff. Yeah, we've got the Twins up again, up next again. They're back. They're going to be against Naupo. No, sorry, not Naupo. Mawson and Drally. This is another really good situation for Ruas because, again, he can go 2 points clear of Mawson and Naupo with a win here. You know, Ruas is the heavy favorite to win this lobby. Unfortunately for Clears, he's the heavy favorite to lose it right now. Even though he's only 1 point behind Drally, Drally has still got 7 games to play. Well, including this one. Clears only has 5. I think this is probably their game. Ruas and Clears. They lost their first game together, but they looked a whole lot better in the second one. Ruas, after a quick break, is dominating once again. Great offload there by Clears, but it was Ruas with the well-placed double. When's the next 1v1, v1, 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 v1? That's a good question. I would love to do another one of those. Yeah, the only win for Clears was with Ruas. He's been struggling today. Clears and Naupo struggled together. And just lost out on a couple of very close attempts. I mean, they had that win in the last game before it all fell apart. Clears rally, they had Naupo Mawson on the ropes, but Naupo popped off. Yeah, I think this is a very interesting way of finding out who the best individual player is in twos. It's kind of like 6-mans for 3v3, where, you know, when you put 2 3v3 teams against each other, it's difficult to pick out who the best player is sometimes, because if one team dominates, then all of their players are going to look really good. But in this format, Ruas has really separated himself from the bunch. Up until now, at least, he's really been the clear, I think, best player, because he's synergized so well with everyone that he's played with. We expected Ruas Clear synergy, but he's actually undefeated with other teammates. He's not lost a game with someone else in his team. He could finish off with, I think, yeah, almost the maximum score you can get in this is 12. And he's still on track for 11. Great bump there by Ruas. I think Drally might have been in trouble here. I'm going to need to look at it again. Yeah, Drally's watching the replay as well. So he tries an in and out save. Did he get bumped? Oh, no, he didn't. In fact, maybe. Hard to tell. Ruas tried an in and out bump on him. Might have actually made some contact. Yeah, so I talked about a little bit about France as a potential stacked nation for this. Of course, USA is a really, really stacked nation for this as well. For me, the top 5 2v2 players in North America, you know, the list could go on to 10, 15, 20 insane NA2s players, but for USA, I think the top 5 is Daniel Beast Mode. Great read by Clears there on the fake kickoff. Yeah, if we're talking strictly USA, no apparently Jack, no CRR, no import talent like Ray's Bullion, I think the top 5 would be Daniel Beast Mode, First Killer, and then LJ. He recently took the 2v2 world record in rank last season. And Chronic, because yeah, Chronic LJ have actually, I think Chronic and LJ have beaten AJ in 2 different 2v2 tournaments recently, one on Hoodoo-Hoo's channel, one on Dazerin's channel, so I think that you have to give them the shout there, Chronic and LJ, as the players rounding out the top 5. Yeah, Daniel Beast Mode, First Killer are the no-brainer top 3, I think. And then yeah, I think you probably got to give it to LJ Chronic after that. That would be my top 5. Sorry if I left your favorite player out of there. Yeah, I'd love to see this get run back, this KSA one, with, you know, players like TRK, Khaled in there. I think they're going to be very good at adapting to different teammates as well. You know, throwing them in there with Rawas, and, you know, actually Mossin's clearly done very well. Mossin and Naupo have done very well here. No disrespect to Clears, but it's been a bad day for him so far. Getting a bit better though right now. I think he's probably given up on winning after seeing how well his brother's doing. He's trying to claw back to the middle of the field. Rawas, Naupo, Khaled, Mossin, TRK. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty stacked lineup. Ahmad is really great as well. I'd love to see him in this. I mean, a Falcons version of this would just be cool. You know, Falcons, Rawas, and someone else. A lot of other good twos players in the Middle East as well, like, you know, Telem's up there. That's not a good landing by Clears. Notice Rawas doesn't immediately lunge in. He waits for Clears to recover a little bit before going, although he did get dusted. Saved by Clears. Tracking and blocking goal side the entire way on that center ball. There have been so many bumps. Oh my goodness. The consistency that they're landing bumps in the goal line is kind of insane. Clears just chases him down. Locks him in. Mossin tried the inverted in and out save where you jump into the back of the goal and then drive down the way. That's obviously to counter someone who's pre-jumping you. But Clears read it and just completely blocked him. Of course, the Rule 1 player is not likely to break that. Hey, NaupoRL, thanks for the tier 1 sub. Good to have you on the stream today, Naupo. He's on his break right now, the 1-game break. It looks like the twins are just too much for the Mossin Drally combo. It's really getting away from them. The physicality has been immense for them so far. Why so many Fenix? It's the Middle East car, you know. It's just the Middle East car. Everybody plays it over there. Up next, by the way, because this game is as good as over. Up next is going to be Clears Drally. So their fates are going to be tied against Naupo Rawas. So Clears and Drally, who are going to be bottom of the scoreboard equal after this game, they're going to be combining their efforts to try and take down Rawas, who has just been completely unstoppable in these games. Rawas giving Drally a nice shot here. You know, they might be down by 4, but he's still done extremely well with the placement there. Ceiling pinch off the bar and in. Why wasn't this in Twitter? Yeah, sorry, I didn't tweet out today's stream. There is a reason for it. It's because I wasn't 100% sure that this stream was going to happen. I went live and we were still looking for a 5th player, so I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I didn't want to tweet something like this out and then have to be like, sorry guys, cancelled. But yeah, that's on me. I should have probably tweeted. Anyway. If we do get a France version of this, I will make sure to tweet that out. So as I always say, if you want to know about that as early as possible, then yeah, give me a follow on Twitter. I'll let you guys know about that as soon as I find out, as soon as I confirm it. So we're well over the halfway point now, getting to the business end of this this format. It's Naupo Rawas against Clears and Drally. I've got to feel like Naupo Rawas is heavy favourites in this one. Rawas has just been dominating today, and Naupo popped off in the last game to a ridiculous level, so this is going to be tough. This is going to be a very, very difficult one to win. Sorry, I wrote 7 by mistake there. He's actually he's on 6. So yeah, after, how many rounds have we done so far? We've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rounds. Rawas is on 6 points. But what makes it a bit more crazy is that he's actually sat out of 2 games. So he's only played 7 and he's on 6. He's won 6 out of his 7 games. Clearly the top player so far. Right, let's see if Clears and Drally can make the upset happen. They've done extremely well for themselves. their outcome is going to be joint at the end of this. This is for unique second place for Naupo. That's really the one change that could happen here. Rawas will remain first place regardless of the outcome here. And Naupo could take second place for himself if they win. Drally and Clears can make the scoreline look a bit more acceptable. Make it look a bit more even across the board. If they can combine for a victory right now. But yeah, thoughts guys. I know we took a little bit of time to get this started, so it was a bit, well, definitely a long time. We'd probably actually be finished by now if we started this on the hour that I went live. We'd probably be in the final game, because this did take a while. We were looking for a fifth player for probably 40 minutes total. Something like that. So we'd probably be around about the end. I reckon, you know, 2 hours, maybe just over 2 hours is the time that you're looking at for this. But yeah, what do you guys think about this? Is that a good length of time for a mix-up twos? Is this too long? I'm sure there'll be mixed opinions on this, but what do you guys think so far? Just type 1 if you think this is a pretty solid format. It didn't work as planned today. Bit too long. It's hard to remember because this would probably be the last game. This would probably be the last game if we started on time. I know a lot of you guys have probably been just chilling from the start, waiting for a lot of the games to start. But the other thing that changed based on this starting a bit too late, the other difference that we have was that... Oh, that was nearly a sneaky double by Drally. But yeah, the other difference was that Drally's had to come in and play every single game since he joined, which would not have been the case if he was here from the start. If he was here from the start, then he would not have had to play 5 in a row. The way that it works is... Well, the way that I've ordered these matches is to make sure that everybody gets 1 break out of every 5. Now, this is a really cool exchange here between these two teams. Naupo getting a bump after realizing he's getting outplayed, just bumps Clears instead of playing the ball. Drally fakes it under Rawas and Clears is there for the finish. Really high level stuff. Incredible fake by Drally there. Yeah, Drally joined late, and if you join late you have to play every single game, just straight up 12 games in a row, which is very difficult to do without any breaks. I think, you know, playing 4, sitting out 1, playing another 4, sitting out 1, you know, that's a lot easier to do. Something to remember. It's easy. I know some pros like to do very weird things while they're playing Rocket League. I saw Beast Mode, not Beast Mode, sorry, Atto. I don't know why I thought Beast Mode there. Atto is the one I was trying to remember. Didn't he say in Discord to his coach exposed him on Twitter for this, but Atto wrote to his coach after 1v1ing Zen. He writes to his coach in Discord saying, "I figured out a way to focus, but it only works for 1v1. What you do is you sit with water in your mouth and you don't swallow it." So at some point versus his matchup against Zen, Atto just went for a sip of water and thought to himself, you know what? I'm just going to let that sit there. I'm just going to not swallow the water. And then he popped off. He said it was really helping him focus. Obviously, it doesn't work for 3v3 because you can't calm when you have water in your mouth. I mean, you could try. It'd be very difficult, though. Yeah, could we go over the ball here? Yeah, I can't do it. Oh, trying to talk with it. I tried it right now. I had some water. But that's very, very difficult. Yeah, very difficult. I can't cast with water in my mouth. Yeah, that's one thing. Other pros like to, you know, not go to the bathroom if they need to pee. They just don't go because they feel like that sensation of needing to pee helps them focus. That's probably one that you guys have all tried at some point, either unintentionally or intentionally. Yeah, I feel like that can't be. I feel like that can't be true though. Is there any science behind that? Is there any science behind just for being able to focus more when you actually need to be? Is this true at all? Surely not. Surely not. Oh, nearly, but not quite enough from Clears there. They're scrambling. Drally's there to the rescue. They're almost across the finish line with the upset win. Clears will have a much better score on the board if he can just win this. I mean, two against 7 is just it looks so much worse than 3 to Roas's 6. So this is a big one for them. Roas has dominated today, so honestly just getting any win on him is huge. Oh, it's not that easy. Roas snipes in an equalizer. That's all it took, as Drally and Clears ended up in the back corner at the same time. Oh, it's definitely a mistake by Clears there. Gambled on a 50-50 occurring. Obviously if Drally gets a 50-50 there, Clears will have a 100 boost, but it's definitely, I think it's a bit of a risk to just assume that it's happening from that touch. But yeah, also worth mentioning, Drally did miss-hit that to end up in the position slightly wrong. Only getting a piece of the ball there, Clears. Drally up quickly, launch it downfield to Clears, who's faking a redirect. Very low boost for Clears. Oh my goodness, the mid-air pinch from Naupo Roas. What a goal to put them up by 1. That is ridiculous. Roas just tees it up for him, and it crosses the line 122 kilometers an hour. Crazy synergy. That's the second pinch, team pinch, Naupo's been involved in today. Or is it the third? Second team pinch at least. I forget if there was a third one, but that is crazy. A 7th win for Roas, and Naupo puts himself as unanimous third or unanimous second place, ahead of Mawson. Yeah, actually, guys, I can inform you, and I know this is gonna be a bit disappointing for some people, but yeah, Mawson did have to go. I told him it was gonna be 2 hours, and 2 hours has passed. He had to go. He's been up for 24 hours. That's totally fine. It's on me. Yeah, Mawson had to leave, so that's all he's gonna be able to play. I don't know if we have any other games that are possible. Oh, there's actually one more. There's one more game, because Mawson had to go. But there is one more game that we can do without Mawson. One more combo that we haven't done yet. That is Clears Naupo against Roas Drally. We haven't seen this one yet. But I think every other combination has been done. Every other combination not involving Mawson. So this will be it. This will be the last game. But I think a pretty successful first try at this format. Hopefully next time we have just 5 players from the start and we can just go straight into it. But I'm really enjoying this. Bit more laid back. I think it suits the new map quite well. Bit more of a laid back, you know, look at how pros adapt to each other. But let me do a quick count of how many games every player will have actually played, because now that we're not getting the full 15 games, what I can do is I can write on the scores for each player how many games they actually played out of the 12 that they could have played. Looks like Mawson played in 8 games, I believe. So he's on 4 out of 8. He went 4 and 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, Mawson played 8. That's not bad. It looks like Clears, how many did he play? I think he's going to have played 10, actually, by the end of this. I think Clears is going to have played 10 games. Because he would have been sitting out in 2 of the remaining Mawson games, so that'll be out of 10 for Clears. He's currently on 2 out of 9, but we'll just put 10 there, and the result of this game will determine whether he goes 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10. For Naupo, he was going to be sitting out in only 1 of these games, so he's going to have 9 played by the end of this. So he's currently on 5 out of 8, but it will be either 5 or 6 out of 9 by the end of this. Roas also would have been sitting out in only 1 of the remaining games, so he'll have 9 as well. He's currently on 7 out of 8, so this will either be 7 or 8 out of 9 for Roas. Absolutely crazy score that he's been able to put together for himself today. Definitely the best player. And lastly, Drally, who joined late. He would have actually been playing in all the remaining games, so he's only going to have 8 games played by the end of this as well, just like Mawson. We'll see if he can go ahead of Clears here at the end of the game. Yeah, Roas wins. Naupo can't catch him. Neither Drally or Mawson or Clears can catch Naupo, so yeah, Roas wins no matter what. Naupo is second place no matter what. This last game is pretty much Drally and Clears playing for second last. Clears defending his honor, trying to go 3 out of 10 instead of 2 out of 10. Would that be a better ratio? Yeah, he'd have 30% wins to Drally's 25% wins if he can win this. Because Drally, after winning 2 in a row, has actually lost 5 in a row. So he's been on a bad streak here, I believe. Yeah, he wants to get out of it. 2-0. Brilliant shot by Drally. Lovely little reset on the side of the ball here. More of a difficult one. Delete prediction because Mawson left smile. What was the prediction? Sorry, I tabbed out with full screen. Just going to check right now. What was the prediction that you guys went for? Who will win the mix-up match? I mean, I don't think we cancel that prediction because there is a winner, even though we didn't complete it. There's definitely a winner here. Roas has won. There's no question about it. He's been the winner. He's been unstoppable. I can't believe he's about, you know, it looks like he's about to put another win on the column. He's utterly dominating today. No way is he saving this. Oh, that's just unfair. Why is Roas saving this? For Clears, man. He just wants to get another little win. Just one more. Roas is like, no, I'm just going to save that, actually. Score a goal again at in your net. He's been unstoppable today. Yeah, am I right? Did Drally actually lose 5 straight? I think he did, didn't he? He came in and he was definitely 2 out of 2. And now he's still on 2 5 games later, so he must have lost 5 in a row. I didn't even notice. We had Clears throwing at the start and a Drally throwing at the end. Not really, though. They've definitely been trying. They've not been throwing. But really, it's just been, you know, who's in Roas's team? Congratulations. That's been the story of today. Am I not tracking the matches? So I've not tracked the results. I've not updated my spreadsheet yet to automatically show the scores. I've not been putting them in there. The individual scores of each game. I've been focusing on making sure I get the in-game team names right and the on-screen total scores right. That's the 2 things I've been remembering to do. But yeah, next time we do this, I'll make sure to have a more robust spreadsheet that can track every single game. Yeah, I wanted to make that the priority so we didn't have to reset any of the lobbies. Who did Roas lose to? The one game that Roas lost was the first time he played with Clears against Naupo and Mawson. That was the only Roas L of the day. And unless Clears and Naupo can pull out an absolute miracle here, and I come back to win. I mean, I don't see it because you've got a 3-goal lead and Roas on the team. You know, he's just not going to concede very often. What a save by Naupo that is. Chain dash to clear the ball off the back wall in a dangerous position. Yeah, but this is going to be the last game today. We were going to do more, but we ran out of time because, unfortunately, Mawson had to go. He's been awake for 24 hours. Really appreciate him coming on. Even though he was getting to the end of his very end of his day, probably ended up staying up later than he wanted to, just to give you guys some high-level matches to watch. So really appreciate him for that. And yeah, it was my fault. It wasn't his fault. It was definitely on me for not having a backup player ready. All right, bit of a consolation prize there for Clears and Naupo, but we can already add in another win. It's 8 out of 9 for Roas. 3 out of 8 for Drally. I've accidentally deleted the... Oh no, I didn't. I just wrote enter by mistake. There we go. Final scores are in. Congratulations to Rawas on absolutely dominating today. He takes first place. Naupo second with 5 out of 9. Mawson third with 4 out of 8. 50% wins exactly. Drally 3 out of 8. And Clears having a terrible day at the office. 2 out of 10. Unlucky. But GG's. Rawas is just too good. Too strong.